What's up, everybody? This is Joseph from Opinion Gamers, and today I'm going to give you my opinion on For Honor. So, I'm not going to go into any gameplay on this video because it will take a very long time if I do that. So we're just going to kind of go over what you get out of buying the game For Honor. And we're going to start off with multiplayer. So multiplayer is set up between the three different factions you can join: the Samurais, the Knights, and the Vikings. Now, the thing I did see about multiplayer that I did not like is that there's only 5 different types of actual battling you can do, and that is Dominion, and Dominion's more like capture the flags and hold them until the end of the game. There's Deathmatch, and Deathmatch has both scrimmage and elimination, which elimination has kind of became my favorite to play. And then obviously there's duel and brawl. Now, when you go directly into the game to start the game off, you will have to choose one of the factions, and I have chosen the Knights as my faction. Then it will make you edit your own emblem, and I have 2 emblems I have created so far, but you'll get the choice to make 4. So, after you do all that, you will have to go through the practice, which we'll get onto that later. Okay, so back to multiplayer. So, I'm going to explain the orders a little bit. So, here you have your daily orders, and these are your orders that you can complete in a short amount of time, and they're usually not very difficult to complete. And on top of that, these are the ones that you get more of like gold for, or steel as I say it on here, than you get of XP. I mean, you do get XP from completing these, as you can see from the extra rewards, but you don't get as much as you would on a contract orders. So these are your daily orders, obviously, and you go through, you complete them, they're done. No extras, you just gotta wait for the timer to run out. Then you have your contract orders, and these are your orders that you can choose from a huge list. As you can tell, my list is definitely not been getting done here lately, but that's because I haven't got to play very much of this game since I've gotten it. So from here you can choose up to 3 different types of orders you want to play. And the cool thing is I have this order on at the moment. Then I play a couple of execution matches, and then I decide that, hey, I want to play some Dominion matches. So I can come into my contract orders and click off of this one and assign it to the Dominion Overlord. Ha, never mind. Okay, so they're both Dominion, but if, let's say this is not a Dominion and it's an elimination match, so it would say like win 5 elimination matches, player versus player. So instead of playing Dominion, I can switch over and play elimination. Okay. Then you have your event orders, and your event orders is exactly what it says. It's the event that's going on, and right now there has not been an event since the beta, but this is basically like, it will tell you have to play a certain game till you reach a certain amount of XP, and if you do that, and especially if you do it with friends, you will reach it so much faster. Then you usually get premium packages, and I will go over those later on, but they'll pop up in your top left hand corner, in between your reputation and your skill. They'll pop up in that little box of how many you get, and usually it's like 2, but that's just a brief overview of event orders. So, story mode, and I'm not going to tell you anything about the story, obviously, because, I mean, I would hate to ruin that for you. But the really cool thing that Ubisoft did is it allows you to play story mode co-op which I think was awesome because that means I can play with a couple of my friends or my brothers. And I'll click into story mode, but I won't like tell you about it. But you start off playing as the Knights, then the Vikings, then the Samurais. And kind of like, I told my brother that I wasn't going to play the story mode, but you know, I completed my contract orders and my, you know, daily orders, and I was sitting there and I was like, man, I'm so bored. And I just got this game. Well, I mean, I'm not bored, but you know, I just got this game and I really, really, really want to try the story mode. So I was like, I'll just play the first level, see what happens. Well, I started off in the first level, and as you can tell, I kind of just kept going. And now my brother, he still doesn't know that I played it, but you know, I kind of just went with it, you know. But the story mode to this game is extremely fun. It's really cool. It honestly reminds me of Dynasty Warriors. If you've played Dynasty Warriors ever, basically you played with like an extremely overpowered like sergeant or general or something that can get like cut like 50 billion times and still survive. But it's really a really cool plot line that they put to it, and it's definitely worth playing. Okay, so next up is Quick Match, and Quick Match is for those people like me who only get like maybe 30 minutes for lunch and want to come home, and you know, I'm like, man, I really want to kind of play a game, so I just come here. Instead of going to multiplayer and going through the process of picking this, picking this, picking this, you just come here, Quick Match, I'm in, you know. Okay, Custom Match. Custom Match is more for like, you can only have a certain amount of people in your party, but if you have like a bunch of guys, like a bunch of your friends that are just like, hey man, guarantee you know, you and your 3 buddies can't beat me and my 3 buddies, then you're like, okay, you know, you know, let's play a custom match then. So you'll set up a custom match and you can play against each other. But remember, you will not get XP if you play a custom match. How to play. How to play is really cool because, I mean, it gives you your practice and advanced practice, which you have to do the practice to start the game off, and then it will give you the option to do advanced practice or go to main menu, and I strongly, strongly, strongly recommend you do the advanced practice because it will teach you things that you will not actually learn just playing the game. I mean, there are some things, but some things there just isn't, that you just won't learn unless you go into advanced practice. And on top of that, it gives you a really, really good amount of steel for completing that. Free mode is exactly what it says. I mean, it's free mode. You just keep going back and forth, fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting until you die. So basically, it's kind of useless. But I guess if you're like trying to learn moves or something like that, or just kind of trying to get the feel to the game, you can just go in there and just, you know, free roam and play and play and play until you die. Now, next up is duel practice. And duel practice comes very in handy a whole lot, especially when you're just trying to learn moves. So I'll go back to that as soon as I explain game mode videos. So game mode videos, you know, it gives you instructions on each type of the different, you know, games you can play. And it will basically just explain how they work and how you play them, and, you know, so on and so forth. So hero fight videos, and I think this was an excellent idea by Ubisoft. Absolutely excellent idea. So it shows you every single one of the characters, advanced moves and their basic moves. So for instance, like, let's say you like the Warlord, but you really don't know how to use his moves. Well, if you watch these videos, it will show you exactly how to use his moves. On top of the fact that it also has their move list. If you press options and then go down to move list, then they'll show you every single one of them. But this comes in handy, the dual practice, for when you watch these. You can just go into the dual practice and you can practice that move over and over and over and over and over and over again until you perfect it. Okay, so we're going to go into customize. So I'm going to do story features first. So these are the different perks that you can unlock playing the story mode. And obviously, you know, the higher you get, you know, the better stuff you get. I'm only level 20 right now in the story mode, so the highest thing I can get is, you know, the regeneration level 2. But, you know, it just gets better and better as you go on and so forth. Now we'll go into the heroes. And I'll start off by saying, I know my heroes are trash. They're all terrible. Like I said, I've not played this game very much at all. My, you know, Orochi is like the best freaking person I have, and that's because my cousin has played with him quite a bit since I got the game. But I'm gonna just kind of go over each character, basically give you a little bit of an overview. So we have, first of all, the Warden, and the Warden is an absolute animal. This guy is just a beast beyond all belief, and you will see a lot of people play with him. A lot of people play with him. And that's because he's not only like a defense animal, he is very, very, very agile. And the game's kind of glitching a little there, but he is extremely, extremely hard to fight against. I mean, if you find somebody that has mastered this guy, you will have the time of your life trying to kill him. But I strongly suggest him for anyone who is just starting off the game to play with this guy. Next, we're going to go to the Conqueror. And the Conqueror is, well, he's a conqueror, okay? He is a defensive nightmare. And he will sit there with his mace, and he will, if you hold down R2, while you're in defense mode, he can sit there and he will start twirling that mace around, and when you're ready, or flail, I don't know, I'm pretty sure I'll be correct in the comments. I'm not real sure what that is. I'm pretty sure it's a mace or a flail, something like that. But he will sit there and twirl this thing around, and whenever somebody attacks, it will be an instant block, and then you could just come across with that thing and hammer them. But anyways, this guy is definitely somebody you'll see quite a bit. I mean, I've seen him quite a bit played with online by different people. The Peacekeeper, my least favorite person to come across, because there's a lot of people that play with this person, and the whole reason they play with her is because she has this move that she can grab you and she will stick that little dagger inside of you, and she will keep doing it as long as you know how to do it correctly. Now, Ubisoft, if you have read, will tell you if you play with this girl, the Peacekeeper, and she grabs you and she starts sticking you with her knife, you tap R1 to keep on sticking people. But the secret is when you hear the knife enter into the person and it makes like the fleshy, like, you know, we've all heard it, makes you grind your teeth almost, kind of like noise, then that's when you want to tap R1. And if you perfect it enough and you get good enough at it, she will literally hold that person and keep stabbing them until they are dead. But that's the Peacekeeper, and like I said, she's fast, she's quick, and if you're that kind of person, you want to play with her. Now the Lawbringer, he is actually one of my favorite characters, but not so favorite characters. First of all, this guy is just an absolute behemoth person. I mean, look at him. But the cool thing is when we got the game, For Honor, we did not know really that we was going to get to play as this character. He was kind of a surprise. I mean, we all seen him in the trailer, you know, and I remember seeing him for the first time in the trailer and thinking, dude, if we get to play with that guy, it's just going to be extremely OP tank. Like, it's ridiculous. And I've seen quite a few people trying to play with this guy, and a couple of people who have kind of mastered him. But one thing about him, if you come up against him, then you definitely want to do nothing but quick attacks, okay? And dodge the mess out of his attacks. Because if he contacts you, he will kill you. And also, he has this thing where he'll run up and he'll stick that pike right into you and keep running with you. So the Raider. The Raider is my younger brother's favorite character, and I honestly have no idea why, but this guy is just absolutely behemoth, and he is just like basically like your middle linebacker, you know. He's just an animal. He has this move where he'll take off running and he'll pick you up and tackle you like Ray Lewis coming through the line, or you know, Levon Miller or something like that. Like, this guy is just an absolute animal, and he is very, very, very difficult to play with, honestly, I think, in my opinion. But, I mean, you know, there's a lot of guys that's out there that could definitely handle this guy, can definitely play with him, and if they master him, then, hey, you know. Alright, now we have the Warlord. And this guy is just, to be honest, I really haven't played with him that much. He does, however, I did play with him on the story mode, and the guy that plays him on the story mode is actually like pretty funny, kind of goofy in a way, but I really don't see very many people playing with this guy. But a really cool thing about him is when he's in defense mode and you hold the right joystick down, then he will be able to block any attack for a short period of time, which I thought was actually really, really cool. But he's kind of a medium type or player, I guess you can say. Like, if you're just one of those people that, you know, just like being not strong but not weak, not fast but not slow kind of person, then this is definitely your guy. The Berserker. Now, I absolutely hate fighting this guy. If you find somebody that is good with this guy, he has attacks that just keep on going and keep on going and keep on going, and he will throw combo after combo after combo at you. I have played with him a little bit on the alpha when it came out, and this guy is just so fast. Like, he is just extremely fast. But he's a very fun character. He's very different in a way, but he's very, very, very cool. And, you know, it all depends on how you play with him, I guess, to say the least. Now, the Volcry. Now, this was a really cool chick because she came out just like the Law, or the I'm sorry, the Lawbringer. Yeah, I don't know why I forgot his name, but the Lawbringer. She came out with him, and she just surprised us, really. I mean, we did not know that we was going to get her, and all of a sudden she was just, you know, showing up. And she is really, really, really fun to play with. She's extremely agile. She's one of those characters that can just knock somebody on their butt and within like 3 seconds. But I've played with her a tiny bit, as you can see, but it's not enough to really get into detail about how much I know about her. But she is a very fun character, I do know that. Now, the Kensei. This guy is definitely my brother's favorite character, because my brother's one of those guys that he's not very much of a video gamer, but he's more of like a button masher. You know, we all know those people from Mortal Kombat and, you know, fight, or, you know, any kind of type of fighting game, you know. Soul Calibur, all that stuff, you know, Street Fighter. And this guy is definitely one of those kind of guys. He has long range on him. I wouldn't say long range, but it's pretty good range. It's definitely higher than most of your characters. And if you sit there and you tap R2, 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 R2 over and over again and put it forward, then he will do this attack that is you cannot block, basically. So if you have that guy in your group that's just a button masher and has no idea what a light attack is or a block button is or, you know, a grab button is, then you definitely want him to be playing with this guy. Now, I'm going to absolutely destroy this name, but the Shugoki is definitely a different breed of character. He he is just absolutely goofy looking to me. He rubs his stomach when he like kills you or uses a move on you for execution. He uses his club as basically like a baseball bat, and your head is a baseball. And he has this move where he just like knocks you off your feet about 5 foot or so. And he's just an absolute beast. He's behemoth. One cool thing about him, though, if you're playing with him, is if somebody is attacking you, their first account does not their first attack does not register on you. So if you are fighting up against this guy, I strongly recommend that you use quick attacks on him. Now the Orochi, obviously, you know, is my favorite character. You know, I've played with him more than I've played with anybody, and I just absolutely love him. He's very, very, very quick, very agile, counter-attacking. He's just that kind of person that is just, he's kind of like Snake Eyes off G.I. Joe. I guess that's the best way to describe him. I've seen a ton of people play with him. A lot of people like him. A lot of people like using him. He's very easy to use. His moves are very easy to use. So he is obviously one of the characters I suggest you play with if you're starting off the game. Now, another name that I'm going to absolutely destroy, the Nobushi, is, as it says, it's a long-range character. I played with her in the beta a lot, and she has this move that calls what's called the bleeding effect, and it takes a good chunk of your health off, and it kind of makes you. So next up is the Nobushi. And the Nobushi is exactly what it says. She's a long-range character, and she is just an absolute animal with that thing, with her pike. She is like, she stays back, and she is one of those people that you choose what direction you want to attack and what area, and you attack, you pull back, you attack, you pull back, you attack, you pull back, you know. She can be pretty agile, but she is definitely not up close, because if you get up close with somebody, with her, and they start attacking, you will probably not block it. She is not a blocker, that's for sure, but she definitely is somebody that you do not want to mess with. She has this move called the bleeding effect, and bleeding effect is definitely OP, for sure. But like I said, I've played with her a little bit, but if you feel like you're one of those characters or one of those people that stay back and you just want to attack and then, you know, wait to see how they react to it, then this is definitely the character you want to play with. Okay, next we have our store. And the store obviously, you know, has a season pass. You can buy some steel. The champion status, I highly recommend you get this if you are just starting off the game. And if you don't want to spend the money, just play the practice and the advanced practice and get the steel from there, and then buy it the Champions package that way. You have your redeem code, your outfit bundles. If you don't feel like creating your own person, you know, you can go in here to outfits and pre-choose a certain outfit you want to get. Okay, so you have your groups, you know, so you can play together with your friends, your profile, so you can change your faction, your emblems, different things like that. And then there's a Ubisoft Club, and I strongly suggest as soon as you start off the game, if you have played any other Ubisoft game ever, you know, Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed, I'm trying to think of some games right now, Far Cry, any of those kind of games, then I strongly suggest you come to the Ubisoft Club and redeem your points so you can unlock different emblems, different types of effects, all kinds of different cool things. There's a bunch of different things in there that you can go in there and unlock. A bunch of it's free, and then again, some of them cost coins. Well, this is it for my opinion on the game For Honor. I will be streaming some gameplay later on and also doing some other games. I strongly suggest that you subscribe and like this so I can keep making more videos. Please comment below and I'll be glad to get back to you with any questions, or if you just feel like telling me off, go ahead for it, man. I strongly suggest you do it. Just go ahead and subscribe while you're at it, and I will see you on the very next Gamer's Opinion. Have a good day.